Hello, everybody. It's me, Alec John Bell. I am here today with another video, and I'm really excited to be doing this because it's a topic that I've wanted to talk about for a while now, ever since I heard about this, or I should say, ever since I've read about it. Pardon the glare in my glasses. I'm not entirely sure how to fix this because it's the light coming in through the windows that's reflecting off of my glasses that's reflecting into the camera that I'm recording with. So hopefully that's not too bothersome. Also, in case you can't tell, I'm recording this video a little bit closer to my face today because when I recorded a video yesterday and I uploaded it, it was a little too far away, so people had a hard time hearing me because I don't have a microphone. So I'm trying to speak up, speak from my chest, and I'm trying to speak directly into the camera, and I'm also trying to keep the camera a little bit closer to me so that you can hear me. But anyway, that was just a rant that was completely unnecessary. Just letting you know that I'm trying out different things with these videos. If you don't like something, let me know. If you know how to figure out this glare in my glasses, let me know. Anyway, so today we are going to be talking about something that I'm really, really excited to be talking about, which is the topic of the most surprising thing I discovered while reading the Gospels of the Bible. So that was in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And today we're actually talking about the Gospel of Luke. And today I have my Alabaster Company Bible in front of me of Luke. This is not a sponsored video by any means. I just love these Bibles. They're very beautiful. So this is the Bible that I have in front of me where I am going to be reading a couple of things out of here. Actually, more than a couple, but I'm going to be reading some things out of here that I thought was really interesting, and then I'll get to the surprising thing and why that thing is surprising and why we should pay attention to this surprising detail. So, anyway, so let's just jump right in. So, the section that we are going to be talking about is this section in Luke. The section is called Jesus Criticizes Religious Leaders. Now, I don't know if anybody who grew up with Christianity, I don't know if anybody even knew that Jesus criticized religious leaders at all. I knew about the whipping and the flipping of tables and things like that, but I never really knew that Jesus was pretty harsh about religious leaders of the day. And I want to kind of jump right into this. So this is Luke 11:37. It starts at Luke 11:37. And it says, "As Jesus was speaking, one of the Pharisees invited him home for a meal. So he went in and took his place at the table. His host was amazed to see that he sat down to eat without first performing the hand washing ceremony required by Jewish custom. Then the Lord said to him, 'You Pharisees are so careful to clean the outside of the cup of the dish, but inside you are filthy, full of greed and wickedness. Fools, didn't God make the inside of you as well as the outside?'" Which this right here is really interesting to me because this is something that I never really heard a whole lot about growing up either. So in this passage, Jesus is talking about like the cleanliness aspect of things, and I am no expert. This is just me as a everyday Christian who is reading these things. There was a custom that you were supposed to wash your hand before eating, and so he basically calls them hypocrites and fools for you know for freaking out over this, and again says, "Inside you are filthy, full of greed and wickedness. Fools, didn't God make the inside as well as the outside?" So he's basically calling them out, saying that their insides are not clean. Their insides aren't clean at all. They're so focused on their hand washing ceremony that they're not at all focused on the fact that their insides are not clean at all. So then it goes on to say, So clean the inside by giving gifts to the poor, and you will be clean all over. What sorrow awaits you, Pharisees! For you are careful to tithe even the tiniest income from your herb gardens, but you ignore justice and love of God. You should tithe, yes, but do not neglect the important things. So again, this is really important because he's talking about their focus on tithing, but not on justice and on love. And we see this in present day Christianity too, where everybody is so focused on, giving money to the church, but they're not focused on the justice. They're not focused on the love that Jesus was spreading. What sorrow awaits you, Pharisees, for you love to sit in the seats of honor in the synagogues and receive respectful greetings as you walk in the marketplaces. Yet what sorrow awaits you, for you are like hidden graves in a field. People walk over them without knowing their corruption they are stepping on. And so this is really interesting too, because he's basically saying that people don't realize that these religious leaders are like the dead. These are like grave sites. They don't recognize that they are stepping on something that's dead, something that isn't alive, something that isn't going to save them, which we'll get into when we get to the most surprising thing that I read in this. So then it says, "Teacher," said an expert in religious law, "you have insulted us too in what you just said." "Yes," said Jesus, "what sorrow also awaits you in experts in religious law, for you..." Oh, sorry, my door is slamming. Oh my gosh. It's so windy outside today. I apologize for that. Anyway, "Yes," said Jesus, "what sorrow also awaits you, experts in religious law, for you crush people with unbearable religious demands, and you never lift a finger to ease the burden. What sorrow awaits you, for you build monuments for the prophets your own ancestors killed long ago, but in fact you stand as witnesses who agree with what your ancestors did. They killed the prophets, and you join in their crime by building the monuments. This is what God in his wisdom said about you. I will send prophets and apostles to them, but they will kill some and persecute the others. As a result, this generation will be held responsible for the murder of all of God's prophets from the creation of the world." So now, this is where we get to the meat of what he said. This is where we get to the core of what I wanted to talk about today. So kind of skipping down a little bit, we get to the verse, which is Luke 11:52, and it says, "What sorrow awaits you, experts in religious law, for you remove the key to knowledge from the people. You don't enter the kingdom yourselves, and you prevent others from entering." So I'm going to stop reading there because that's what I wanted to share with you. So basically, Jesus says that religious leaders prevent people from entering the kingdom of God. And that is a huge statement. I have never once in my life heard somebody tell me that Jesus said that religious leaders prevent people from getting into the kingdom of God. Now, pause for a moment. And listen to me when I say that I am not saying that all religious leaders are bad. I'm not saying that all pastors, all priests, all ministers, I'm not saying that they're all bad people and that they shouldn't be listened to. I think what we should be getting out of this is that we need to tread carefully. We need to pay attention to the people that we're listening to. We need to pay attention to the kinds of religious leaders that we're letting infiltrate our minds. Because if we're just letting whoever, pour things into our brains and spew, whatever into our minds, then they're preventing us from getting to the kingdom of God. Now, I also do believe that all people go to heaven, which I do plan on doing a video on that eventually. But I think that what Jesus is trying to say is that these religious leaders put roadblocks they put roadblocks in our lives, and they prevent us from getting to the kingdom now, to the kingdom here, the kingdom that is here with us now. And that's so important, you know? And we need to be paying more attention to the fact that we have access to the kingdom right now. We have access to it here. God is in everything. Christ is in everything. It's in me, it's in you, it's in my dog, it's in the mountains, it's in the sky, it's in the clouds. You know, God is everywhere. God is in everything. He is everywhere. I said it, but I should have said he. I don't know why I said it, but you know what I mean. God is everywhere. Christ is everywhere. And that's something that I'm learning, and that's something else that I want to talk about in a different video. But the kingdom, we have access to it right now. And, you know, yes, the kingdom of God, the real kingdom, the heaven that we have, you know, that we can get to once we die, is our final destination, obviously. But I really wanted to make this video because I wanted to highlight the importance of this, that if you have religious leaders in your life and you are hesitant about the things that they're saying, or you're feeling uneasy, maybe it's time that you look elsewhere and try to find a different religious leader in your life, because I think it's very true that when we have these leaders in our lives, they can definitely take us down the wrong path if we're not careful. So that is my video for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you also liked this video, I would love if you would subscribe. I plan on doing more videos like this soon. If you have any suggestions of different kinds of videos that you would like me to do, leave them down in the comments. And I will see you guys again real soon. Bye.